Hello, Days Our Lives fans. This is for Wednesday, October 16th. Please like, subscribe, and share if you know someone who enjoys the show. Well, Patch is trying to talk to Kayla, and he's telling her, that's not the real Abigail. And she said, we did the DNA test. And he said, and I wanted you to redo them, and you wouldn't. So I took matters into my own hands. I took your sample and my sample, and I asked Mark if he would redo the samples. And she's like, you can't do that. That's against the law, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, and he redid them, and they came back the same results as Jack and Abigail's. So she went and redid the test on the original blood and comes back and tells Steve, you were right, she's not Abigail. Meanwhile, Mark is on the phone begging Clyde, hold off, man, don't kill our mother yet. Fabigale's in Paris right now trying to hook up with the Chadster, so you need to just chill. Meanwhile, little sister comes along and she wants to talk to him about Abigail, and she tells him that she reminds her of her mother. I don't understand why she doesn't recognize her as her sister. She did have some kind of surgery, I guess. I don't know. Meanwhile, Chad and Fabigale are getting ready to get married. They're all excited. He's got her flowers. And then she turns to him and says, because she's feeling overwhelming guilt, Chad, I'm not her. And he said, what do you mean? And she said, well, I have a different face and I don't have her memories. And he said, it's all right, the DNA test, you're mine. We love each other and it's fine. Meanwhile, Patch is trying to call him to warn him about her, that she's not her, but he says, no, I'm not going to take it. And she said, well, why not? And he said, well, he's not really on board with us getting married. And she's like, oh, he doesn't believe I'm me, right? And he said, that's it, and I don't need to hear that on this joyous day. Stephanie is aggravated herself because she has to do the walk of shame again. Another night getting jiggy with Alex. And she's just aggravated about it. She's just trying to get out of there and go to work. And he's like, chill. We're just friends. It's no biggie. It is a biggie to her because she's fallen for the Alex. Meanwhile, things still rough between Johnny and Chenele. She tells him she doesn't have to work today. Kate told her to take another day before they shoot the scene, so she's going to go down to the bakery and see if they need any help. He's like, okay. Well, he doesn't believe her. So he heads out to go to the bakery. Meanwhile, Chenele is on her way to Alex's, where she catches Stephanie in her walk of shame, and she's like, I see what's going on here. So she has to rib Alex a little bit about that after she leaves. And what she wanted to see Alex about is she wants to plan a birthday party for Johnny and wants him to help. And he's like, well, why do you need my help? Get some of the people at the mansion to help you. And she's like, no, she said, I want to do it on the set. So he feels like the set's a safe place. Now, when he leaves, okay, I'll tell you that in a minute. Meanwhile, Johnny goes to the bakery and asks the little gal there, have you talked to Chenele? Has she been here? And she's like, no, sorry, Johnny. I haven't seen her. She is so sweet. She's got that sweet voice. So he's like, dirty lying dog. That's what he's thinking to himself. So he heads straight over to Alex's, and that is indeed where Chenele is. And they're standing in the doorway, and she's telling him, don't you tell anybody about this. I don't want it to get back to Johnny, and my husband doesn't have a clue. Now, he says he will not tell a soul. It's their secret. Now, I can only imagine from this next scene that Johnny overheard that, but I don't know that for a fact, Jack. But there he is walking past her door, and I think he was standing there somewhere close and overheard what they said to each other. And this is looking and sounding bad for them. You can't really blame Johnny. So he goes back to the office where Stephanie's flaunting this great picture of Chenele and Alex. She's like, aren't the pictures great? And they got big posters of them, and Johnny's like, yeah, it's great. Wonderful. And Stephanie leaves, and he grabs one of the pictures, and there was more than one, and there's what he does with it. He just wads it up and throws it on the floor. Poor Johnny. He's got a green-eyed monster has got him, and he's going to just whip him good. So then Chenele did make it to the bakery, where little gal here told her, oh, Johnny was just here looking for you, and Chenele's like, oh, no. So that's a wrap for today. It's looking bad for Chenele and Johnny.